We already talked about MLB a lot. MLB is being stupid.
Man, you know the Jake routine a little bit, and we were doing some Jomboy Media behind the scenes action today. Go check it out on Patreon or YouTube or wherever we put it. I do think yesterday was a lot of chicken shit from Manfred. I think he was trying to scare the players back to the negotiating table because the players said they weren't. And I think the players just won this. Not won, because we've still got a pile of shit to get through. But the players got Manfred, and he was so happy to say on draft night that we will 100% unequivocally play this year. The players said, all right, let's roll the ball out there. These negotiations have sucked. And it's funny, all these little lines in the CBA thing that they came together on in March that you wonder what angle they're trying to play. And the key line that I think the players are now peacocking behind is try to play the most games possible or whatever it says. Mm-hmm. And they've kind of cornered the owners and Manfred a little bit, which is interesting because now they're going to try to Rona it maybe. They're going to try to drag their feet as ugly as they can. I still think we're playing ball this year, but we'll see. We could also not. That's been the story from the start.
It's just funny that the Players Union has called out their bluff every single time.
The owners are acting like we're all dumb.
I said that.
You opened that up to me, and it's honestly gotten to a level of just like, there's 30 people that are so disconnected from real life, it's sad.
Yeah.
It's sad.
So, yeah. I mean, when the players said, you tell us when and where, which they all tweeted at the same time, which is badass. Really smart. They're controlling the narrative really well. They did that because there's enough time to play like 70 games right now. But it's very clear by the way MLB has been offering the money, they only want to pay for 45 games or 48 games or 50.
Yeah.
So if the league rolls out their plan, which is what they want to do, which is 50 games, and they say, okay, we're going to play 50 games, then they follow a grievance like, why would you play 50 games when there's clearly enough time to play 65 games? And they would instantly file a grievance and say you're negotiated in bad faith. You don't actually want to play the most amount of games. You only want the minimum, which has been obvious from the start.
Yeah. So
the players have cornered them into outing themselves as bad faith negotiators.
Bad faith negotiators, the playoff contract that came out during this.
So Manfred's trying to stall. Like Bauer and everyone's calling it out. Like, you're just trying to stall and get another 10 days.
And then they leaked some coronavirus stuff today
that
from
was
Nightingale, and all the players called it out. And yeah, I mean that's their last thing that they've got to lean on because they have nothing else. Because the players are literally saying, "We are ready to play."
Rosenthal went after Manfred.
Dude,
did you see the headline? Manfred must strike a deal with players or ruin his legacy. Listen to the opening first paragraph.
Okay.
Rob Manfred finally seems to be figuring out he has no choice. Strike a deal with the union and salvage the 2020 season or ruin his legacy as commissioner of baseball. As if the perception that Manfred is beholden to owners and out of touch with players was not bad enough, he was trending on Twitter on Monday after performing a massive flip-flop.
Yeah. And I mean, that was part of what I was leaning to in our behind-the-scenes footage. Go check it out on Patreon or YouTube or wherever we post it. Man, it's kind of that one step back to take two steps forward, and that's kind of what it's feeling right now. Like, and again, it's kind of the beauty of the commissioner, if you're owners, is that they have this shield that just gets crapped on and shit on by everyone. That there's a world where, like, I could genuinely picture the owners at this point being like, hey, like, Rob Manfred doesn't represent us. Like, he's become so disliked and bad guy that I could see the owners turning on him too and being like, hey, net, sorry about that guy, huh?
Fuck,
what's
stop
going
doing that.
on over there?
I get myself under the table and I lean back and
put your shoulders up.
Did you see the, like...
All the reporters are going in. It's quacktastic.
Yeah. Did you see the interview with all the commissioners? I didn't see it, but
I did not.
Dolan asked a question to Manfred,
James Dolan?
the Knicks owner.
I don't like any words in that sentence.
Did you see this, BBD?
I watched like the Manfred interview part, but I didn't see the Dolan part.
James Dolan asked.
Didn't even know about the Dolan part.
James Dolan asked, "Why don't you have robot umps?
Why what?
Why doesn't baseball have robot umps?" To Manfred, like on the spot. He was like, "Yeah, I was watching tennis, and they have perfect technology. They serve at 130 miles per hour. Why don't you have electric strike zones?" And Manfred said something real fucking weird, and
Sure.
he was like, "When you see replays, it's a reimagination of what happened. So just think about that." And I was like, "Wait, I don't get that." But then Manfred
Heavy.
was like, "It's not that easy. We have a 3D strike zone, not just a line that
Right.
we have a strike zone that moves
Flat.
with each player, not just a flat line," which is like a good answer. But it was just funny. Like, it was such a collection of like all the commissioners and then James Dolan and his crew being the audience is like, who the fuck is this for?
Yeah.
A bunch of people out of touch that don't like. If we ever got Manfred to come on Talking Baseball, my question I was thinking about this. I would be a troll interviewer,
Sure.
and I'd be like, if it was up to you, how would you have punished the Astros?
Right. Right.
Every question, like
That's and
if you were negotiating this, how would you have gone about it?
and that's
And just see how he handles it.
So I didn't know Dolan was there, but it's while I was writhing in pain from my stomach bug of love last night, I was thinking that ESPN just set up the perfect trap. Like putting the commissioners on a stage and letting them talk. I mean, that's like just bringing the circus into town to get clicks and people to react. And now that I know Dolan was involved, that's exactly what it was.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know.
That's exactly what it was.
They filmed it before,
I can't
too.
believe Manfred walked into that.
They all had to do it. They trapped him. Who honestly wants to hear a commissioner's like thoughts?
Yeah, I don't know.
Just tell me what the owners are making you
Weird
say.
gig.
Really weird gig. It'd be so funny to be the opening question if we like came on. Like if he wants to
Just
do
say
like
weird gig with a question mark on it?
no, what I
Weird
said.
gig.
You know, like if he wants
Why
to do
would you wanna
if
be-
he wants to do a good faith tour and
Sure.
go find the media, like Talking Baseball is becoming a legit landing spot
Sure.
where that would happen. And if we would have said, if it was up to you, how would you have punished the Astros?
Right.
It should be so funny to see him be like, well, it was up, and then be like,
That
no,
was... They have to live with that every day, man.
no.
I don't know how they do it.
Yeah. And instead of asking like, do you like baseball, just be like, what's your favorite play?
Name 15 baseball players right now. Can you do it?
I can't.
Good luck, Christian Hackenberg.